the ancient voice within. You have always carried a question inside you, even when you could not put it into words. It appears in quiet moments, when the noise of the day fades and you are left alone with your own awareness. It is there when you look at the sky and feel something move in your chest. It is there when you suffer and cannot accept that pain is all there is. Deep down, something in you knows there is more than struggle, more than success, more than the stories you and others tell about who you are. This feeling is not new. It did not begin with you, and it will not end with you. Long before any written page, long before any religion or philosophy appeared, there was a simple, direct knowing in the human heart that life is not random, that consciousness is not an accident, and that within each person is a spark of the same light that formed the stars. These are ancient truths. They do not belong to any teacher or tradition. They belong to everyone because they arise from the same source that breathes in all. Somewhere along the way, you learn to doubt this. You learn to think of yourself as small, separate, and incomplete. You were told you are this name, this history, this body, this set of abilities and failures. You were shown that life is a contest, that you must struggle for your place, that you must prove your worth to be loved, to be safe, to be at peace. And yet, even as you tried to live by these rules, something in you never fully agreed. A quiet resistance remained, a soft but steady sense that the deepest part of you is being overlooked. The ancient truth within you is simple. The life you call yours is not separate from the life that fills the whole universe. There is one living presence, one silent awareness, appearing as every person, every creature, every movement of wind and wave. You are not outside that presence. You are one of its expressions. The consciousness you call me is a ray of a much greater light. When you were very young, you felt this more easily. There were moments when the world felt alive and welcoming, when you were not worrying about the past or the future but simply present. Watching dust in a sunbeam, listening to rain, staring up at clouds as they moved. In those moments, you were not separate from life, you were part of its flow. You were not trying to become anything, you simply were. That innocent being was an early echo of the truth within you, before layers of fear and conditioning began to cover it. As you grew, the mind developed its own voice. It learned to say I and to gather around that word all kinds of ideas and identifications. I am this kind of person. I am not that kind of person. I deserve this. I do not deserve that. I am better than them. I am less than them. This mental I became the center of your story. It took ownership of your body, your thoughts, your feelings, and your choices. It began to speak as if it were the source of your life, as if it had created itself and now had to manage everything alone. But beneath that mental I, there is another sense of I that does not compete, does not fear, and does not boast. It does not come and go with moods. It does not change when your circumstances change. It is the simple, pure sense of being that you can recognize even in the middle of chaos. The quiet awareness that says, here I am, no matter what is happening. This deeper I is not a person. It is the ancient shared presence within all people. It is the same in you as it is in anyone else, even though it shines through different experiences and different forms. When you begin to notice this deeper presence, something shifts. You start to see that many of your struggles come from confusing the mental story of I with this timeless awareness. The story self is always worried. What will happen to me? How do I protect myself? How do I get what I want? How do I avoid what I fear? The ancient presence within you does not share these anxieties. It simply observes. It is curious, patient, and undisturbed. It knows that whatever happens in the play of events, it remains whole. This narration is an invitation to recognize that ancient presence again. Not as an idea, not as a belief you must adopt, but as something you can directly notice in your own experience. You do not need a special ritual to find it. You do not need to travel to a sacred place. You are already standing in the only place where it can be found. This present moment, in the quiet center of your own awareness. For a long time, humanity has lived under a shared illusion. The illusion that each person is a completely separate being, cut off from the whole, left to survive by their own efforts and strength. From this illusion arise fear, greed, violence, and the restless hunger that never seems to be satisfied. If you believe you are alone in a hostile world, every encounter becomes a threat or an opportunity to gain an advantage. Even love can become a kind of bargaining, an exchange of comfort and validation between two frightened individuals. The ancient truths within you gently expose this illusion. They show that the feeling of separation is real as an experience, but not true as a description of what you are. You experience yourself as inside a body, looking out at an outside world. Yet even this experience takes place in awareness. Every sight, sound, sensation, thought, and emotion appears within the same inner space. You never actually step outside your own awareness to find yourself. You always meet yourself here in this field of knowing. You might say, but I am different from other people. I think different thoughts. I make different choices. I live a unique life. That is true on the surface. The forms are countless, the experiences vary endlessly. But look more closely, the basic fact of being aware, the simple, silent knowing I am, is the same in everyone. What changes are the contents of awareness, not the awareness itself. Like waves on the ocean, lives rise and fall, but the water remains one. This recognition does not erase your individuality. It does not ask you to abandon your personality, your talents, your story. Instead, it places them in a larger context. You are no longer a tiny, isolated self struggling against the universe. You are a unique way the universe is expressing itself for a time. Your individuality becomes an instrument through which the one presence experiences, learns, and loves. The illusion of separation is maintained by constant identification with thoughts. Every time a thought arises that says, I am this or I am that, and you fully believe it, you tighten the knot of a separate identity. I am a success and you are pleased. I am a failure and you are crushed. I am attractive and you are proud. I am unworthy and you are ashamed. The ancient truth within you whispers that none of these labels touch the reality of what you are. They are passing descriptions, limited opinions formed by a mind that can see only part of the picture. If you pause and simply ask, who is aware of these thoughts, a subtle shift happens. Your attention turns away from the content of thought and toward the silent witness of thought in that moment. You step back from the illusion. You discover that there is something in you that notices every thought and feeling, yet is not confined by any of them. This noticing presence does not say I am good or I am bad. It simply is. From the perspective of this deeper presence, life looks different. Other people are no longer just characters in your personal story. They are expressions of the same awareness wearing different faces. Their pain is not foreign to you. It echoes your own pain. Their joy is not irrelevant to you, it reflects your own potential for joy. Compassion begins to grow not as a moral duty, but as a natural response to recognizing yourself in others. The ancient truths remind you that no event, however painful or confusing, can separate you from this inner presence. You may feel lost, betrayed, abandoned, or broken. You may go through seasons of darkness where nothing seems to make sense. And yet, even in the worst moments, awareness is there, witnessing, enduring, holding your experience like a vast sky holds every kind of weather. Storms can rage, but the sky is never harmed by them. When you forget this, you suffer more than you need to. You cling to what must change, you resist what has already arrived, you fight against the very flow that is trying to carry you toward greater understanding. When you remember, you find a quiet strength. You may still feel pain, you may still face difficulties, but you no longer feel utterly alone inside them. Something steady and timeless stands with you. The same presence that has walked with every human being since the beginning. This is why these truths are called ancient. They are not inventions of a single mind. They are discoveries that arise whenever a person looks deeply enough within themselves. Again and again, across cultures and ages, individuals have reported the same realization. That at the core of their being, they are not separate, not abandoned, not meaningless. They are part of a vast living unity. And this unity is not cold or indifferent, it is aware, creative, and intimately present.
Yes, always present. Living from the inner truth. Recognizing the ancient presence within you is the beginning, not the end, of this journey. The question naturally arises, how do you live from this truth in daily life? How do you allow this inner knowing to guide your choices, your relationships, your work, and your response to the world's suffering? The first movement is simple, remembrance. Throughout your day, return again and again to the quiet sense of being that underlies everything. You can do this in the middle of any activity, as you walk. Notice the feeling of your feet touching the ground and recognize the awareness in which that sensation appears. As you speak with someone, notice the awareness that hears your own voice and theirs. As you feel an emotion rise, pleasant or painful, notice that it too is appearing in this same inner space. This gentle noticing is like a continual turning toward the light. The second movement is trust. When you begin to sense that there is a deeper intelligence at work in your life beyond what your thinking mind can predict or control, you are invited to lean into it. This does not mean becoming passive or careless. It means doing what you can with honesty and clarity, while letting go of the constant anxiety about outcomes. You act, but you do not cling. You plan, but you are willing to adapt. You step forward, not in the belief that you alone must force life to work, but in the confidence that you are moving with a larger current. From this place of trust, decisions become simpler. You look inward and ask what feels aligned with the quiet truth within me. What choice arises from clarity rather than fear? The answer might not always be comfortable, and it might not always match what others expect of you, but it will carry a quality of inner rightness. Even if the outer result is uncertain, you will feel that you are being faithful to something real inside yourself. The third movement is compassion. As you recognize that the same presence lives in everyone, it becomes harder to shut your heart. You see that others are also caught in illusions, also wrestling with fear and pain, also longing for peace. You do not excuse harmful behavior, but you understand its roots more deeply. You feel moved to act with kindness, to listen more carefully, to forgive where you can. You realize that every time you extend compassion, you are honoring the ancient truth in yourself and in the other. Living from this inner truth does not make life free of challenges. Loss will still come. Change will still surprise you. The world will still contain both beauty and sorrow. But your relationship to all of it transforms. Instead of seeing difficulties as proof that you are abandoned, you begin to see them as part of a vast, mysterious process of growth. You ask, what is this here to show me? How can this deepen my understanding, my love, my freedom? Slowly, the defensive shell of the separate self begins to soften. You no longer need constant validation to feel valuable. You no longer cling as tightly to roles and identities. You can engage fully in life, creating, loving, serving, without losing yourself in the drama. You become more like a clear window through which the ancient presence can shine. In quiet moments, you may feel a deep gratitude arise for no particular reason. Just to exist, to be aware, to share this moment with countless other beings on a living, breathing world that alone feels like a blessing. You understand that nothing essential is missing from you. The same power that once seemed distant and unreachable has always been the innermost core of your being. These truths are not new. They are as old as consciousness itself. They have been whispered in caves and temples, in deserts and forests, in crowded cities and solitary rooms. They are written not only in old words, but in the structure of your own awareness, in the quiet certainty you sometimes feel beneath doubt. Whenever you turn inward and listen, you have the chance to hear them again. Right now, in this very breath, that chance is here. You do not need to wait for a better version of yourself. You do not need to become more spiritual, more knowledgeable, or more perfect. You only need to notice what has always been present. The simple fact that you are aware, that you exist, that there is a quiet I am at the root of every experience. If you rest there even for a moment, you are touching the same ancient truth that has guided seekers in every age. It is not outside you. It is not owned by any tradition. It is the living reality of who you are. And as you remember it again and again, your life slowly reshapes itself around that center, until the distance between your deepest knowing and your everyday living grows smaller and smaller, and you find yourself walking through the world as what you have always been, an expression of the one presence, awake within itself. Like and subscribe. Gratitude.